Well, I peeled off one more 1,000 and hand her one more please for my girlfriend Amanda.
Rick, honey with that butt like kapow, wanna buy you a drink.
Please tell Shorty not now.
You can have me when you want to, babe. This is such a loud party, baby. Going crazy in this place tonight, and the feeling is oh so right there. All the fellas in here are so fine. When you moving your body, boy, you're going wild. I think I'm gonna let you do it, babe.
One more comment since I know my time is out. Love that song where you say that line about
You're a positive, motivating force within my life.
no kidding, hidden. Name rules, and the ruler wouldn't lie to ya. Whack singing huns or squirm at the sight of ya. Us, we some old lottie dardians. Let me let you go so you can attend to your audience.
Sexy baby, sexy baby, sexy baby, come on, hey, sexy baby, sexy baby, all the hits.
Hi, this is Ed Sheeran.
Hi, this is Taylor Swift.
What's up, guys? It's Loud.
Let's go!
This is the Preeminent Radio.
Listening to Aaliyah's album, 4-page letter, Aaliyah, 1 in a million.
Yo, turn my music up. Up some more. Up some more. Up a little bit more. Mama always told me to be careful who I love, and Daddy always told me make sure he's right. I always had my eyes on this one particular guy. I'm sending him a 4-page letter, and I enclosed it with a kiss. And when I write him, he better get it on time. I'm sending him a 4-page letter, and enclosed it with a kiss. And when I write him, he better get it on time. People always say that I play myself for you. They say that you don't even notice me. Baby, when I get the nerve to come to you, promise me that you won't diss me. I'm sending him a 4-page letter, and I enclosed it with a kiss. And when I write him, he better get it on time. I'm sending him a 4-page letter, and I enclosed it with a kiss. And when I write him, he better Watch custom let's come. I'm sending you a page letter, and I enclosed it with the kiss. And when I write him, he better get on time. I'm sending you a page letter, and I enclosed it with the kiss. And when I write to kiss, get it on time. I'm sending you a page letter, and I enclosed it with the kiss. And when I write him, he better get it on time. Get on time. Oh yeah.
DJ Drop. Keep it moving.
That's right, we're gonna keep it moving. Everything's gonna be alright. Aaliyah,
Hey,
one in
Ryan,
a
you ready?
million.
'Cause I'm
We're gonna
ready.
get started real soon.
So let's go. Let's go.
Check it out. Aaliyah mix it hot. Black ground mix it hot. The RJ mix it hot. Dig it up, don't stop.
Everything's gonna be everything's gonna be Baby, can we talk about what we came to do? Let's turn this party on. Let me show you what love's about. Come here, baby, and let me show you how to everything's gonna be alright. Tonight, baby, now we know what's going on. Just come to me, and baby, you'll see that I'm not into playing games. You can do this, baby, without our age, it's time to get loose. Everything's gonna be it feels real good. Somebody's got you, I got your back. I'm the type when I find a man I like. It's on and poppin', ain't no stopping the things I do for you. No complications, baby, keep it real. Do unto me as I do, and everything will be cool. Find yourself in times of trouble, remember that I'm by your side. I'm by your side. When you're not strong, I'll be a friend. I'll help you carry on. Because it feels real good. You know somebody's got you, I got your You never have to worry about it. You don't have to worry, baby. Else is there, and no one is there. You know somebody's got you, I got your back.
Here we go. Welcome to paradise.
Welcome to paradise. Welcome to paradise.
Natasha Miss, aka Tropical Barbie. Come on now, she's been ready. What one?
I'm trying to get to paradise. I'm trying to get to paradise. Whoa, I'm trying to get to paradise. I want now, can't wait for next. I'm trying to get to paradise. Put me on deep, put me on. I'm trying to get to paradise. I want now, can't wait for next. I'm trying to get to paradise. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. I'm trying to get to paradise. Yeah, welcome to paradise.
What's good? What's good? It's your girl, DJ Tropical Barbie, aka DJ Trop. You're now listening to the Preeminent Radio. Please tell a friend to log on. I'm talking about www.thepreeminentradio.com. We at the top of the hour. For the whole hour, if you have been doing as I asked you to do, is to go on YouTube and check me out. You see me walking around looking crazy, glistening, running around like a crazy woman, trying to get this started. But I promise you, we're not editing any of this out, because when it comes from a year from now, I promise you we're going to have a good look. I want to go ahead and show you the struggle and show you what's going on. So let's go ahead and get the advertising and the intro in so we can go ahead and get to our guest. Our guest today is going to be Jael the Great, and I'm going to tell you a little bit who she is in a minute. But right now, if you are tuning in, I just want you to know, I want to say thank you. If you're at home and not driving, don't text and drive. Go log on to our station. Again, that's www.thepreeminentradio.com. You can watch the live broadcast on Preeminent Radio, and you can download the Alexa app and listen to it if you're watching. So just tell Alexa to play the Preeminent Radio, and you can listen to my lovely voice, as well as listen to the conversations that we have going on. I am so excited to to go ahead and be here. I mean, it's been a long journey, and those that know me, that I don't give up. I don't understand. I come from CAU, find a way or make one. I promise you, I have like 5 hats in here. I have the DJ that you see me here doing today. I have the Chief Operating Officer position here at the Preeminent Radio, holding down our CEO, who's in the backdrop, making sure I'm good to go. I also also have the Chief Marketing Officer position for Para Music Group. And I have my own company. I'm a CEO. So I'm going to just start calling myself the chief. I mean, anything I do with excellence. And I try to go ahead and make sure that everyone that sees me doing my best and watches my growth. So I can't wait for a year, God willing, to fast forward and look at this and look back and say, wow, look how far I've come. So tune in every Saturday night, Eastern Standard Time from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on thepreeminentradio.com. And you either hear a live mix, catch me in an artist interview or a company interview. And we'll be talking about news-related topics, and we'll just be switching it up. My goal is to make sure that people are educated, they're informed about independent movies, independent radio, independent marketing, promotion. We're here, I call this the indie stars, and I want to make sure you know that. So I don't care if you have 1 follower or 100,000 followers. If you're on your grind, you're on your grind. And on that note, too, one of the tidbits we'll get into some of these indie artists is stop purchasing your followers. Stop purchasing your followers. I said that again because as an artist, if you're trying to gain followers and somebody sees you has 20,000 followers and you drop an album and there's only 100 streams, it don't look good. It's not good for branding. It's hard for me to brand and market you. There are times that people purchase for appearances, but if whatever you're doing needs to equate to sales or needs to equate to actual appearances, your numbers are not going to match. Now, we do know that somebody says 10,000 followers. Ooh, 10,000 people following that person. I must need to follow them. So if it's just appearances that you just need to put up, go ahead, do what you need to do. I'm not knocking the hustle. But as an artist, grow and grow organically. And, don't skip the steps. There's beauty in it. I know there's 5,000 people on my Instagram that are real people that probably I have an engagement of like 0.5% or whatever, but those are real people. And so what I say to you is that, hey, I may not have a lot of followers, but the followers I have are real. So you don't have to worry about if somebody's trying to brand or sponsor me, whether or not those 5,000 people are purchased. So let me go ahead and we're going to go ahead, like I said, and get into some logistics of the show. Today, at the top of the hour, we have a guest in the studio. So we try to have people that are just music related or someone who basically has something to offer of importance. I want to have my beautiful, beautiful friend, Jael the Great, go ahead and introduce herself. We're going to do a slight introduction. We're going to get into some music. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the show that we got going on for you today. And go ahead and do a slight introduction, Miss Jael.
Hello, Natasha.
I got 5 names, 5 aliases.
You know me too, girl. Tons of them. The Brown Angel, Jael the Great.
How many?
Okay, so
how many?
Brown Angel.
Okay.
Jael the Great, the Sacred Lotus, Chun Li.
Uh-oh.
That's 4, right?
That's 4.
And then I go by like Jael the Great, Winfrey, King, Sojourner, Tubman. And then I got all the great queens in me, so then I use all their last names. It's a whole, right.
It's a whole
thing.
It's a whole lot. And you do a whole lot. You do several things.
I do.
And I want to make sure that we get to everything. So what we're going to do, we're going to play something to go ahead and get this conversation started while we get the technicalities of Instagram, YouTube, relationships. Relationships will be the conversation, but we're gonna get some background on why Jael. I call her Jael the Great, and that's how I address her. But I want to go ahead and get into some songs that's going to set us up for this conversation today. So go ahead and let me go ahead and do this one. This is one of my new favorite ones. We're talking Jasmine Sullivan, Girl Like Me, featuring her. You're now listening to The Preeminent Radio with DJ Tropical Barbie.
I made a profile on Tinder. Said you love me to be with her. You think that means I'm getting desperate. Wish I could return the sender, but you don't love me no more. Said that I'm judging my body more than what I did to lose you. Why in the hell you been choosing like you don't love me no more? Yeah. And I don't even know what for. Nah, just wanted something different. Still don't know what I was missing. What you asked, I would've given. It ain't right how these hoes be winning. Why they be winning? Yeah, oh, hopeful girl like me, how come they be winning? Yeah, and I ain't wanna be, but you gon' make a whole out of me.
Yeah, you gon' make me a gold digger. Maybe I should look like a stripper, wearing fashion over dresses. All the dudes be so pressed and impressed with you. Leave me with no choice. I can't do this good girl shit no more. Just wanted something different. Still don't know what I was missing. What you asked, I would've given. It ain't right how these hoes be winning. Yeah, they be winning. I'm hopeful girl like me. How come they be winning? And I ain't wanna be, but you gon' make a whole out of me.
Y'all niggas been making a set. They say y'all don't know how we live. So we started feeling like we don't care. Cause y'all niggas been taking a set. Cause you don't want us no more. Ooh, it brings us to that point. You just wanted something different. Still don't know what you was missing. What you asked, I would've given. It ain't right how these hoes been winning. Why they be winning? Oh, girl like me, how come they be winning? I ain't wanna be, but you gon' make a whole out of me. A whole I'll be. Yeah, that's what you wanted. That's what you get. A whole I'll be. Look what you did, kid. Yeah, a whole I'll be. See what you did to me.
Without Preeminent
I remember we were on the bleachers sharing secrets. Where did the time go? And I remember you would hold my hand and call me baby while we're dancing in the parking lot so slow. It was sweet. What's been what it is. Nobody sees you with her now. And it breaks my heart, and it breaks my heart. Yeah. And it breaks my heart to see you happy without me. Oh, we would stay up late out of the game, look at the stars up in the sky in the nighttime. And I remember when you used to call me in the morning just to see if I was good, and I slept right. Sweet, sweet, you're my honey. When I see you with her now, and it breaks my heart, yeah, it breaks my heart, and it breaks my heart to see you happy.
Yeah, I remember when we could class, go to the park, just sit in the grass. Hit me the smoke cause I lighted the gas. Turn you down, my head away. I put the feelings would just go away. I still be thinking about you till this day. Sometimes I call you from private and just remain silent cause I do not know what to say, yo. I know you stick with the pain, yo. I feel so ashamed, yo. Girl, let's be honest, I told you I promised that I wouldn't do it again, yo. I know you stuck in your ways, huh. So much to push me away, huh. Know that I got in the flame, I'm glad that we feeling the same, yeah.
Thought the sun would come again. Yeah. Maybe one day in the future.
just for you anyway. And it breaks my heart, and it breaks my heart. And it breaks my heart to see you happy without me. Oh, and it breaks my heart, and it breaks my heart. And it breaks my heart to see you happy without me. A little bit down, just a little bit strong, just a little too late. We thought I was on a chase, I guess I'll take it and stay just a little
DJ Drop in the mix.
Don't wanna let you go. Be with you night and day. 'Cause I've been feeling so low. Don't have to ask me twice. You really take me there. I wanna touch your light. I wanna breathe in your air. I'll be holding you tight when the night is through. We'll be riding a tide in the sky, so alive on waves.
DJ Drop in the mix. The mix.
Being in love with you. You can bring me along for the rest of your life if you wanted to. We'll be riding the tide in the sky, so alive on waves. I'm in love with the thought of being in love with you. Being in love with you. Being in love with you. Always. When the night is done, tell me something so sweet. Wanna hear your song, wanna dance to your heartbeat. Don't have to ask me twice, you really take me there. I wanna touch your light, I wanna breathe in your air. I'll be holding you tight when the night is through. We'll be riding a tide in the sky, so alive on waves. I'm in love with the thought of being in love with you. You can bring me along for the rest of your life if you wanted to. We'll be riding the tide in the sky, so alive on waves. I'm in love with the thought of being in love with you. Being in love with you. Being in love with you. Always. Being in love with you. Being in love with you. Being in love with you, always blue. You're no good for me. Got what I need. Just wanna be with you. I just wanna be with you, be with you. You're no good for me. Got what I need. Just wanna be with you. I just wanna be with you, be with you. I'll be holding you tight. I'll wait this through. Yeah, we'll be riding a tide in the sky, so alive on waves. Being in love with you. Being in love with you. Always. Being in love with you. Being in love with you. Being in love with you. Always. You're no good for me. Got what I need. I just wanna be with you. I just wanna be with you, be with you.
Tropical Barbie, aka DJ Trop. You're now in the storm. We have a guest in the building.
Hey.
Without further ado, I want to introduce none other than my girlfriend, my friend, my sometimes counselor on the sly. I owe her probably $1 million. I can't even afford how much I owe her now.
I know you got me.
I got you. Jael the Great. So before we went on the break, we went ahead and we talked about her many accolades, why I think this woman is so amazing. I'm going to tell you how I met her, and then we're going to get into the interview. So I always tell the story because I always say, you know, real woman don't hate, and I'm going to let her plug in her T-shirt brand because I love it. Please don't hate. Is that her husband, he's a photographer, one of the most respected photographers. Shout out to Corey Reese Photography. If you need pictures, which I've already suggested several people here to go and see him, please go see him. If you look at the backdrop, that's Corey Reese Photography. I plug him so much. He's one of the most professional people that I've been in Atlanta in the game, around industry models, around commercial. I saw that he married this wonderful woman. And I said, I want to be just like her. Can you introduce me to your wife? And I was like, you know, okay. And it's been history. I feel bad that, you know, she stole me from him. I don't even talk to him, text him. I know he'd be like, I know he knows I love him. But I'm like, well, I know your wife now. If I need to get with you, I just get with your wife. But he was amazing, and he had such an amazing spirit and soul. And I said, look, I want to meet this woman because she was just that authentic. She was just that amazing. And I mean, that was almost, 10 years ago. It just seems like yesterday because we are flawless, black don't crack.
That's right.
And
Benjamin Button,
baby. I'm aging backwards, not forward.
I'm so fine.
You better recognize. I feel like I get finer and finer every year.
Me
But
too.
every year that I have a heartbreak, which is going to be an intro to our conversation,
Oh, yes.
I feel like I pray to the Lord to rebuild me
Let's
up.
rebuild these hearts.
Rebuild these hearts, and when he does, he gives me just a different light. And I feel like people say, you're shining now. And I'm like, I've been through so much emotionally. We won't get into my relationship stuff. But my girlfriend has coached me through so much. And I want to make sure that I wanted to introduce you to her because she has so much to offer. She's got a book. She's got T-shirts. She acts. And so, I mean, I'm here, and I hope that I can have her here at least once a month. She's so busy. We've been trying to plan this for almost 2 months.
I know.
Finally, I was like, Jael, come on. You coming? She's like, yes.
Coming, girl.
She's coming. So we got relationship coach. We got which is one of the things I want her to come on here and talk, not just to the ladies, but more so to the men. If we can get these men right.
That's right.
We can get these men right.
We love y'all, kings.
We love y'all, kings.
All of us need to heal. So it's time for everybody to take responsibility.
Please,
and let's
please
heal
do.
these hearts and these souls and this trauma and these wounds.
So go ahead and let's just kick it off, because I mean I started the show off with Girl Like Me with Jasmine Sullivan.
Yes.
And I thought that song was so relatable, and I know a lot of females can relate to being in a relationship with someone and then thinking, why didn't they choose me?
Ooh.
And we had this conversation, not just recently, but more than one time, is saying you got to choose yourself.
You better.
And that, that comes from you, so that was one of the nuggets and the jewels that I learned. But I'm going to turn it over because I want to talk about the relationship piece first.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk about, your background, how you got to where you are, besides me watching your growth and going to so many levels. But, that piece in itself of that song I thought was a good starter off, because I think that's the way a lot of females can relate, whether it's present, past, or just sitting there pondering, even if you're in a relationship, because sometimes you could be with somebody and still be alone. And so I think as I work on myself, I always look to you because I feel like, you've gotten it right and you're still a work in progress, but you're not afraid to show that. And I want to give you the floor because I've learned so much from you that I can go on and on and on how you personally help me. But my goal is to give a platform for you to be able to not only just give nuggets, but be able to offer your services to other people that you have done so graciously to your close friends that have called you on, any hour that they needed to for advice and just to be a sounding ear. And I want Preeminent Radio to have a place that they could do that. So we're going to, continue to talk about having you on several times, but we'll circle back to the original piece where I said, wanting to be chosen.
Right.
And so, speak to that and speak to, I'm not going to say anymore else what you done told me most of the time.
Okay.
But speak to that. And I think some of the listeners and followers can attest to wanting to feel that either current or past or present, I could say again. So speak to that, and just so you can see how my beautiful friend's mind works.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for having me on here. Bless you. I honor you for that. A queen not hating.
No.
You have to choose yourself first. It starts there. If you think about any time in your life you have ever allowed somebody to dishonor you, to disrespect you, to treat you less than, it's because you were not choosing yourself. Because when you choose yourself, that is unacceptable, right? So you have to choose you first. What does that mean? That means setting boundaries. That means learning yourself, spending time with yourself so you can know what you want and know what you don't want. Because if you don't know what you want, you will accept anything that comes your way because you do not know what you want, right? So choosing yourself is setting boundaries. What are your boundaries in relationships? What are your boundaries in friendships? Like, do you not tolerate disrespect? Do you not tolerate infidelity, right? And your boundaries don't have to be anyone else's boundaries, but you must set boundaries. That's how you choose yourself. You set boundaries. When the boundary is set and you meet somebody who is dishonoring you or disrespecting you, you recognize they have crossed your boundary and you implement a consequence when somebody disrespects you. But if you have not set any boundaries because you have not chosen yourself, right? Well, then you're going to allow anything because you don't even know what you will accept and what you won't accept.
Can we just pause?
Yes, we can.
Can we just pause for a moment? I mean, that in itself, if you want a Cash App, go and drop your Cash App. Because that's a free.
Is my Cash App.
That's some
People
free.
pay for this.
People pay for this. Oh, here we go. Philly Freeway checking in. Hey, Freeway. We
Hi,
love you,
Freeway.
baby. Boundaries are very important. Thank you for dropping in. One of the things that I noticed, right when you speak, is not only do you speak with authority, you speak with conviction, and you speak from the heart.
Right.
So it's not no shade to these Instagram people that be on here giving advice and then
Right.
their whole life is falling
Right.
apart. We're not going to name any names. We're not going to be messy, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Is that, one of the things that we talk about is growth,
Yeah.
but then also walking the walk.
Right.
Because nobody's life is perfect.
No
and
one.
so I'm not putting you on a pedestal to say you're perfect,
Right.
but you're perfectly imperfect to a point of, even at the level that you're at, you still raise other people.
Absolutely.
So, I think that, when we talk about raising and setting boundaries, what are some of the things that you have seen that have come across? Because as I mentioned earlier, that we're giving you these nuggets, is she's a life coach.
Right.
So in a life coach, you have relationship, maybe you've had issues progressing in your career, maybe you have issues with your family and past traumas.
Right.
What I want to hone in on today is we're going to talk about the men.
Okay.
I saw Freeway checking in.
What's up, Freeway?
We checking in with you, Freeway. I want you to listen because this is for the men. We talk to the ladies a lot.
Yes, we do.
But I want to talk to the men because you don't counsel just females. What are some of the things that you hear from men that have to work on, or
Right.
or why they do stuff to females? Because I know
Right.
some people, once they
Oh,
come to
yeah.
the realization and they know that they part of the problems.
Right.
So I want to say, from without divulging any confidentiality,
Right.
obviously,
Right, of course.
but just kind of like general topics of these men.
Right. I do want to say this first. Like my male clients, I really appreciate them because the majority of them tell me that I'm the first person they've ever opened up to about heartache, about parent issues. So I honor them for being vulnerable. You know what I mean? Because let me tell you part of the reason why they make a lot of the choices they make. Because they have been poorly conditioned. And the kings will tell you this. So this is what happens. We're going to start because nothing is by osmosis. Like, it's a reason people have a certain mindset. It's a reason certain men act a certain way, okay? So the big homies, right? If your big homie is telling you, because this is all somebody told him, man, you got to get hoes, how many women you sleep with, that's what's up, right? So they've been, unfortunately, poorly programmed because broken people are going to create another broken people create broken people. And I'm not saying that they can't be healed, but at that time the consciousness was broken.
Broken people.
They break people.
Okay.
Just like whole people heal people. I'm whole, so I heal. Whole does not mean perfection, right? But whole means I'm making a conscious decision to be kind. I'm making a conscious decision to watch how I treat people. I'm making a conscious decision to do personal development every single day so I can be the best version of myself. Let's get back to the men. So if they have been raised and conditioned by people who have a broken consciousness, and I'm not downing them, right? But it is what it is. People can't tell you what they don't know, right? So if they've been passed down information that is toxic, they are now, if all you heard at 12 and 13 is how, did you have sex yet? But you gotta think about it. But nobody's saying that to me and you.
No.
It's the opposite. Hold on to it, right?
Hold on to it.
So you gotta think about that. If you and I have been programmed to be wives and to play with Barbie and to pretend like there's a home, right? And how we're playing Barbie with our husband. Boys are not being programmed that way. Boys are being programmed to not cry, to not show emotion. If a girl does something, you don't allow that, right? So that's why we got to get to the root, and we can heal from the root, right? So a lot of that is poor conditioning. They have, unfortunately, not all of them, but they have been conditioned poorly by people who did not know any better. Let me tell you what Corey told me.
Corey's her husband, my former best friend. Corey, I still love you.
But let me tell you what Corey told me. So I was having a conversation with Corey about just dating and relationships, right? And about sex and men and cheating. We know women cheat too. This is definitely not a male bashing thing, because women, we tied up with y'all. Both of us are hot messes. Okay, amen. So let's just keep that all the way real. But anyway, he said to me, nobody ever told him that he did not have to sleep around. He said if somebody told him at 12 or 13 or 17 or 18, like, yo, man, you know you don't have to sleep around, he said he wouldn't have done it. He said, but nobody ever told him that. So you got to think about, the reason I'm so dope and cold-blooded is because my daddy's a G, is genetics. I was raised this way. My mother is a queen. My mother is royalty. My mother is confident. So they gave this to me. But if I did not get this, I would not be the person I am. Or not that I wouldn't be the person I am, Natasha, but I would have had to go through
a lot of steps to do what you're doing to somebody like me.
Right. So exactly. So the same with the men that we're talking about. No, but the beautiful thing is you can always change.
It's a conscious effort. When
You
people
can
say,
change.
I wasn't raised, I didn't have a daddy, I didn't have a okay, but at some point in your life,
You have to take
you have to
responsibility.
take accountability
You
for your
have to.
actions. So if you don't like where you're going, you have the ability to change direction, but you got to recognize that first. You got to
Yeah.
recognize. So I didn't have my biological dad, who's here now, but my sister, and I noticed that the way, it's just ironic that the way my sister and I react to everything. My sister's cold-blooded. She's exactly like that. Now, while my mother and her father, who I call my dad, who raised me, is not, we're not married, but he's been present. Heck, they're going to, today I talked to my sister, they are not together. They've had previous boyfriends, girlfriends, or whatever the case is, but they're going to my sister's job's picnic.
Okay.
They had a family picnic. So both of them are driving just to be there for her.
Aww.
So and they get along. They may argue and stuff to that, but it's been well over, my sister's almost 40.
Gotcha.
I think that they probably were together maybe the first 10 years of her life.
Wow.
Outside of that, they have a relationship to the point, but they are always a unit together.
Yeah.
And when I look at, he raised me, I call him, like I said, he raised me when I was 2, before my sister was even born, and that's why I call my papa, that's my dad. When I refer to my dad, I respect the man who gave me life.
Of course.
And he's in my life now, and I respect him and I love him. But my papa is my papa.
Right, absolutely.
And so I look at having both of them there. My sister, I'm like, you just dropped him? Like, you didn't try to work? No, I didn't try to work it out.
Right.
And I look at, right now I'm looking at, how I tolerate, how I have tolerated a lot. And I start thinking, like, why? And I think it's because for me personally, just sharing just emotionally, is that, I'm afraid to watch somebody leave. Mm-hmm. And I think about that, like my dad left and then he would come back. He left and he came back. So when they say you have
So it's like abandonment issues.
Abandonment issues. And I'm like, that's real. And that's just being transparent. Like, and then when you recognize that, you're like, hey, I am a queen.
Right.
And now I'm angry.
It's all about recognizing.
Yeah, so when you recognize I am angry, so by the time I recognize that, and then the guy, they'll play on you. People will play and prey on you if you allow them to.
Yeah.
And so when I recognize that, hey, I am a queen, and I've watched that, nobody goes into it saying, I'm going to watch myself be played.
Right.
Nobody goes in, everybody thinks like, I'm it or whatever, but as you start to figure out like it's a little disrespect, they say give an inch, take a mile.
Right.
So you start doing that, and you start looking, and next thing you know, you all in love with somebody who just treating you all any old kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're like, you can't just turn off the switch, I'm no longer in love with you.
Right.
So talk to that. I wanted to get to that piece. Talk to the turning off the switch, and we're not going to give a whole counseling session because we got so many topics. But I want to go ahead and show people just how much you've helped people recognize, like me, the things that they need to change in their relationships to get to something healthy and spiritual and right. Because that's where I am. I mean, I respect you as my friend, but outside of my friend, you are more than just that. You are a respected. She gives speaking engagements. I mean, we're gonna have to come back about her whole accolade and resume. But speaking engagements as a professor is how do you recognize, once you recognize I need to change. Right. How do you actually do that? Like, I mean, it's one thing to recognize it, but then it's another thing.
Now what? Now that I recognize
like, this person's been playing me. Right. I'm a boss. How dare you? Now you're angry. Right. You're angry at him. You're angry at yourself, but you're really angry at yourself because can't nobody do what you don't allow them to do to you.
And that's the first step. You have to take responsibility. Here's the thing. People only can do to you what you allow them to do, right? Mm-hmm. Whether that was from you didn't value yourself, your self-esteem was low, you took it, you ignored the red flags. Even though you may have allowed it, and that person, should not have done that, but you still have to look in the mirror and say, I allowed it, right? Whether it was from daddy issues, abandonment issues, whatever, you're allowing it. So now that you recognize whatever that source is for the reason you're doing that, so now you say, okay, I need to change that, now what? Just like when you have a toothache, you go to a dentist, because you're not a dentist. That's not your expertise. I am a life and relationship coach because I'm anointed to do this, right? You go to a doctor if you need a pap smear because you're not capable of doing that. So it's the same thing. Once you recognize, okay, these are my issues, these are why I've been making these poor choices. Now I need somebody, like if I want to build muscle, I'm going to pay a personal trainer. I'm going to invest in myself. So now is the time for you to invest in therapy, for you to invest in coaching, or for you to invest in a life coach. Because you have gotten to where you are with the knowledge and wisdom you have, so that means what you have, you're not equipped. But that's okay, because I'm not equipped to do finances because I'm not a financial advisor, right? So you never feel bad about the area that you're not strong in. That's stupid, because we're all strong and weak in different areas, right? So if you know that's not your area, that's when you get a life coach. That's when you get a relationship coach. Well, I don't know, I ain't did.
And you are a relationship coach.
Right. So that's when after you recognize, okay, I need to heal in these areas, that's when you get somebody to help you, right? That's when you start getting on YouTube and watching videos. That's when you start reading books on how to change my mindset, right? Now you have to invest in yourself to change what you see has caused these poor choices, because if you don't, nothing is going to change.
You're just going to go in circles.
You're just going to, because if you don't do something, you're not going to change if you don't do anything different. Like when people in my relationship clients ask me about infidelity, right? That's not everybody's deal breaker, okay? Yeah. So for the people when that's not their deal breaker, here's the thing. If you or your partner, committed adultery or you cheated on the person, and you say, okay, I want you to forgive me, what are you doing differently to change that behavior? If you're not doing anything different, you're the same person.
All you did was be sad enough to know that, okay,
that I got caught, right? Right.
And I don't want you to leave.
Right. But a person who really wants to change says, you know what?
Change behavior.
Maybe I have a lack of discipline. So now I need to get help. That's all.
Look, I'm here with my friend Jael the Great. Again, go ahead and drop that Cash App. We're going to talk about her books and everything else. Like I said, she gives me jewels. I would like to have her here all the time. But we're going to try to go ahead and figure out how we can keep her in a segment. This indie artist is called J Love. The song is called Call on Me. You're going to hear it first on the Preeminent Radio. We're going to also have another exclusive. Like I said, we're here for the indie artist, and she has an indie book that she's self-produced out there for herself. So again, like I said, we're trying to make sure that we drop knowledge. We're trying to make sure that we give you exclusives. I want you to listen to this song right now. J Love, Call on Me on all major streaming platforms. Let's go.
Better than I do, it ain't no question why you booed up. Timing, it seems like it's perfect. Timing, top down, got you rolling in the rain. AP with the diamonds in the face, got me feeling like a star now. Hit your phone and it gets silent. I'm never tripping when we fighting. Cause when you with me, girl, I know you all mine. And when you with me, girl, I pull up on time. Baby, we don't understand you like that. You don't understand. I will never make love to you like I do. So when we love, baby, just call on me. When we love, baby, just call on me. Girl, I know you need me. Just call when you need me. Girl, you know I'm coming quickly. Quick, fast, in a hurry to your love. X-Men, I got you falling for my love. Cop you the new bag with the G's on it. Yeah, I spend a couple G's on it. If you want it, you got it, I spend the cream on it. I blow the whole bag in the yard. Y'all ain't creeps, so your man don't know. Red eye on a PJ, just to change the scenery. Up right now if you want it. Cause I know you gotta go back in the morning. Baby, he don't understand you like I do. I will never make love to you like I do. So when you love, baby, just call on me. When you love, baby, just call on me. Girl, I love you, baby.
That you that I want. Got the heat on me, I'm riding.
Come on, please stop hiding. When you love me, since you love me, I'm no good. I got it on my mind. I got it on my mind. Got the heat on me, I'm riding. Come on, please stop hiding. When you love me, but since you love me, I'm no good. I got it on my mind. I got it on my mind.
Hey, that's Murder on My Mind by Yaz King. And before that, I played that new Call on Me by J Love. He'll be opening up soon for Jagged Edge. Both of those are indie artists off Para Music Group. Sorry, I had to go ahead and slide those in there. But if you are an indie artist and want to submit your music, we don't discriminate. Please go ahead and send it to N as in Nancy, M as in Mary, AYS at paramusicgroup.com. And we'll see if we can go ahead and get you onto the new indie artist playlist. Every month I take a group of artists and I play them over and over again the way you would see and hear these mainstream artists, because as an indie artist, if you just have one song that drops and the one week at a Hot 97 or V103, what happens after that? Unless you have a machine, that's it. So I'm trying to make sure that I aid breaking artists, or at least give them the attention that they need if they are good. Again, whether you have one follower or 100,000 followers, I respect all artists. We're going to circle back to my guest in the building, Jai L. the Great. And we were talking. So glad to have you. So I'm like, we trying to get everything in. We only got like 10 minutes left.
We have 10 minutes, y'all.
So that means, what that means is that you're going to have to come back.
Of course.
So we're going to have an official segment with you. She's a very, very busy woman. I know that I want to drop a couple of things to let people know what you have going on, because I know that we have a conference coming up, right?
A book launch coming up.
A book launch.
Book launch,
Okay.
September 26th. I have an audiobook of affirmations, the King edition. It's all about the men now.
Okay.
Ladies, if y'all don't have it by now, I don't know what to do.
Don't abandon us. We still learning.
I'm going to the King.
We still learning. We still learning.
I know. I still have y'all too.
Okay.
But I'm focusing on the women still too. But I'm definitely focusing on the Kings. Because they've been asking me forever. They DM me all the time. You know, I have my male relationship and life coaching clients, but they need it too. And they say, Jael, we need it too. Like, this is the thing, right? There's such a misconception when it comes to men. We have to be gentle with them. Society has painted a picture, and again, they've been programmed not to show emotion. They're more emotional than we are. When they hurt, honey, they act like it's the end of the world. They're never going to love again. I'm never going to be that, right? So we have to heal all that and really love them to greatness. That's the name of my book, Loving Your Daughter to Greatness.
Where can we find that book at?
Go to my website, jaelthegreat.com. Everything is jaelthegreat.com. So go to jaelthegreat.com.
Because she is so great.
Thank you. But I have an audio book of affirmations, the King edition that I'm dropping. So the red carpet. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna do a red carpet, but the event, the book launch is gonna be really dope though. So if you are in Atlanta, you need to be there.
Do we have a venue yet?
Of course I have a venue.
Okay,
It's
I don't know.
Beautiful.
I
gotta catch you up.
Okay, we're gonna share that. We're gonna drop it down when we're gonna start advertising.
I know we're gonna start. So it's September 26th.
She says that because
6 to 8 p.m.
September 26th, because she gives me free life coaching. I'll be trying to find a way to be paying this woman back. So I'll be doing marketing, tags, posts, or whatever.
Listen, don't worry. We're about to rev up all the marketing and everything now.
All right.
But it's for the men. It's the great audiobook of affirmations, the King edition. Because it's important for them to affirm and say that they're amazing and they're extraordinary just like we do. They have to look at themselves and say, I forgive myself just like we do. They have to look at themselves and know they too are loved and precious, right? They have to know too that their body is precious and it's their temple just like we do. They have to know too that everybody hurts and it's okay to cry. They have to know too that it's okay to be vulnerable. They have to know too that it's okay to open up to a woman. If she does not receive, don't take it personally. She may not have the equipment to receive, but you don't give up on women or give up on being a man who's honorable and faithful and a man of value and a what does it say in the Bible? A mighty man of valor. You don't give up on that because you ran up on something. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't healed yet.
That wasn't ready for you.
Right, and you don't take it out on other women, right? So now, Kings, I've been telling the women this forever. Don't I get on y'all?
Oh man, all the time.
So
all the time.
now it's your turn, right? And it's all in love because I'm always on the women, but like y'all have to heal and be whole too because we need you. You're the head. And those of us who are old school, if you're not that school too, Queens, it's whatever you believe. But I'm old school.
Yeah.
I'm old school. I believe the man is the head. I don't want to be the man. I don't want to.
Can
I
we
just
say
want to
that
sit around
again?
and be beautiful.
And when
I just want to sit around and be beautiful.
And you are.
And be a woman of leisure.
And be fabulous.
That's it.
And you're doing it so well. I'm gonna let you know she's doing it. She's doing it so well. And let me tell you, one of the things I want to go ahead and slide this in. This little nugget that I have. Please do not mistaken an independent, strong woman for a woman that says that she does not need a man.
Because I need a man.
I need a man, and please don't. When people talk about being submissive, is that I tell you when I find a man that will lead me appropriately, I can't wait to say. Let me go talk to my husband. They're like, she got to check with her husband on everything. Yes, I do.
Because he's amazing.
And he's amazing, and I just can't wait to let that load go. So for us women that go ahead and we take charge, that are single, that are out here doing it, we do it because we have to. I'm not gonna be woe is me. I don't have a husband right now. Maybe it's personally me. Maybe it's the environment. I don't have a husband right now. So with that being said, that means I gotta be the head. But I cannot wait to lay that down and give it to my king.
Because ladies, you have to lay that down. When you meet, ladies, I know you've been doing it on your own for 500 years. We understand all that. Okay, right.
500? I thought it was 6. We're gonna shave a whole $100 off. I thought it was 600.
We know you've been okay. Okay, the world knows that. Okay, we got that. Cool. Congratulations. However, when you meet a God and a king, you have to lay that down like Natasha just said. You have to allow him to be you. It's okay to be in your divine feminine because that's the natural order. It's unnatural for you to have to be the man and the woman. It's not natural. I understand we've had to do it. I was a single mom too. I was a teen mother. So I'm preaching. Listen, I'm not saying what I don't know. I've been an independent chick too, right? So I'm not getting on y'all, but when we meet a king, you gotta lay it down. Let him be the man. You're not the man. All right, I love y'all. You know, Natasha, I don't sugarcoat. And I'm passionate, but it's love, right?
And she will let you get your whole self together before she comes back and gives you a second layer. But you got to receive the first layer. So until you receive that first layer, you're gonna keep hearing the same mantra until you get it. And that's why I love you so much. So we touched on the book launch coming.
Yes.
The T-shirts.
Right.
We got to get back on that because I still have that, and people always say, "Queens don't hate."
Yeah.
Queens don't hate, and we don't.
And I got badass queens too.
Hey.
Badass queens.
And so all on the website. Drop the website one more time.
JaelTheGreat.com. Everything, y'all, is JaelTheGreat.com.
Okay, and so outside of that, you also act.
I am. That's first. First and foremost, I am a movie star. First and foremost, I am a TV and movie star. So,
and don't you have something coming up soon?
I do have
you've been filming.
I've been filming.
Because I can't get her because she's filming. Like I surround myself around people that I see that are great. I want to be an actress. I am an actress because that's what I said.
That's right.
But outside of that, I go ahead and I amp up and I watch the queens that are doing it and doing it so well independently. And this is why I wanted you on this platform. You independently move yourself into positions to be in lights where people are seeking you out and you're not seeking. And I think that's what you have to say is like, seek me out, and I'm not seeking it out because I've drawn in by law of attraction the amazing person that I am. And so when I watch that, I view that and I see that, and I don't say, oh my goodness, I can't believe she got something else. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she got something else. Yes, queen. She's winning again.
It's never gonna stop.
It's never gonna. I posted something recently. I went on a female retreat, and I said, what I was telling someone I was gonna post. I hadn't posted it. Is that your shine don't dim my light.
It doesn't.
And I think if we get out of our own way,
Yes.
we will see that you shining does not dim my light.
Not even a little bit.
It just helps me shine brighter because now you're
Now
just
it's more light.
you're illuminating me.
Yeah.
So it's bouncing off of you.
Yes.
So not just that, also as a professor.
Right.
CAU is to my heart, but outside of my heart, I did take classes at Spelman.
You did?
I did
love
I
it.
took classes
Yeah.
at Spelman because it is a
I miss my
HBCU.
girls.
So I know that. Do you still have classes? What classes do you
Public
teach?
speaking.
Public speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that. Teaching
Yeah.
public speaking. So when you start talking about people when they get on these Instagrams giving you all this knowledge, check the credentials, please. You know, if I'm telling you how to be a life coach, look at my lifestyle.
Yeah.
How I live.
And how you treat people.
And how you treat, and how vulnerable I am with my flaws or my
Yeah.
past and where I've come.
Yes.
Because you're in the past, because that doesn't go anymore, right?
Exactly.
And so, a professor, an actress, a life coach. Jael, you are the great.
Thank you.
I hope that we have you back.
Of
We are
course.
coming up on the top of the hour. I want to make sure I had all those things in, but your movie's coming out,
Yes.
your book launch September
September 26th is my book launch in Atlanta, Georgia. If you are, because I'm sure people are listening from everywhere. But yeah, tickets will go on sale soon. It's going to be epic, and it's for the men. It's for the kings. So the royal kings are coming out, y'all. They're going to represent, and it's for mental health. It's for their emotional wellness. Man, we need y'all. We love you. We honor you. We respect you. So you too have to heal just like we have to heal. All of us need it, and it's such a beautiful
Please
journey.
come back. Please come back. Welcome to Paradise. Thank you for tuning in. This is your girl, DJ Tropical Barbie. You're listening to The Preeminent Radio.
Welcome to paradise.
Welcome to paradise. Natasha, man.